What if I told you that you can get a smartphone with a 6.74-inch display, a 50-megapixel camera, a 5,000 milliampere battery, and a fast charger for less than $200? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Realme claims to offer with their latest budget device, the Realme C51. But is it really worth buying, or is it just a cheap knockoff of a better phone? In this video, I'm going to put the Realme C51 to the test and see if it can live up to its hype. Stay tuned. The Realme C51 is a large phone with a large screen. It measures 167.2 into 76.7 into 8 mm and weighs 186 grams, which makes it quite bulky and heavy. The design is not very original, as it looks like a typical Realme phone, with a glass front, a plastic frame, and a plastic back. The back has a glossy finish that attracts fingerprints and smudges, and it comes in two colors, mint green and carbon black. The phone has a dual camera setup on the back, a fingerprint reader on the side, and a water drop notch on the front. The phone also has a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB-C port, and a dedicated microSD card slot. The display of the Realme C51 is a 6.74-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 720 into 1600 pixels, which translates to a pixel density of 260 ppi. The screen has a 90 Hz refresh rate, which makes it smoother than the standard 60 Hz screens. And it also has a peak brightness of 560 nits, which makes it decently visible outdoors. However, the display is not very sharp or vibrant, as the resolution is quite low for such a large screen. The colors are also a bit washed out, and the viewing angles are not very wide. The display is not bad for basic tasks, but it's not very impressive for media consumption or gaming. The performance of the Realme C51 is powered by an octa-core Unisoc Tiger T612 chipset, which is a 12nm processor with two Cortex-A75 cores clocked at 1.8 GHz and 6 Cortex-A55 cores clocked at 1.8 GHz. The phone also has 4 GB of RAM and 64 or 128 GB of internal storage, which can be expanded via a microSD card. The phone runs on Android 13 with Realme UI-T Edition on top, which is a customized version of the stock Android interface. The software is not very smooth or stable, as it has some bugs and glitches, and it also comes with a lot of bloatware and ads that can be annoying. The phone can handle basic tasks like browsing, messaging, and social media, but it struggles with more demanding apps and games. The phone also heats up quite easily, which affects the performance and the battery life. The battery life of the Realme C51 is one of its main selling points, as it has a massive 5,000 milliampere battery that can last for more than a day on a single charge. The phone also supports 33-watt fast charging, which can charge the phone from 0 to 50% in 28 minutes. According to the official claim, the phone comes with a fast charger and a USB-C cable in the box, which is a nice bonus. However, the battery life is not as good as it could be, as the phone consumes a lot of power due to the large screen, the high refresh rate, and the inefficient processor. The phone also does not support wireless charging or reverse charging, which are features that some of its competitors offer. The camera quality of the Realme C51 is another aspect that the phone tries to impress with, as it has a dual camera setup on the back and a single camera on the front. The main camera on the back is a 50-megapixel sensor with an f1.8 aperture, which can take decent photos in good lighting conditions. The photos have good details, colors, and dynamic range, but they also have some noise, distortion, and over-sharpening. The main camera can also record 1080p videos at 30 FPS, which are not very smooth or stable. The secondary camera on the back is a 0.08 megapixel depth sensor, which is used for portrait mode. The portrait mode can blur the background of the subject, but it also has some issues with edge detection and bokeh effect. The front camera is a 5-megapixel sensor with an f2.2 aperture, which can take average selfies in daylight. The selfies have decent exposure and skin tones, but they also have some softness and noise. The front camera can also record 720p videos at 30 FPS, which are not very clear or sharp. So, what do I think of the Realme C51? Well, I think it's a phone that tries to offer a lot of features for a low price, but it also compromises a lot on the quality and the performance. The phone has a large screen, a large battery, a fast charger, and a high-resolution camera, but it also has a low-resolution display, a slow processor, a buggy software, and a mediocre camera. The phone is not a bad deal for its price, but it's also not a great one. There are better options in the market that can offer more value for your money. If you're looking for a cheap phone that can do the basics, the Realme C51 might be enough for you. But if you're looking for a phone that can do more than that, you might want to look elsewhere. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any questions or comments about the Realme C51, feel free to leave them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is the Tech Critic, signing off.